But nature stripped. He's a force of nature today. Can he do it? Chautauqua, he's flying. Yeah!
But Kevin Tari hit the front celebrity.
But this is a blitz. It's a week's blitz.
Have a go, you mug. Here we are. Cox Plate weekend. I've got the great mare scarf on for the best of luck. But I could be looking at the next Cox Plate champion superstar. Lloyd's repping the old Zaki kit.
Yeah.
Out to $3 now for Zaki for the Cox. So, well, I guess if you were on 2 weeks ago at $1.90, you'd be spewing. But for us astute punt form analyst dickhead mugs, we're thinking this is happy days.
That's right. Big price about the winner.
I think I locked it in, I don't know, it was about maybe 2 months ago I locked in, $2.87, so
Yeah.
there's a bit of a drift there.
Yeah, there's a few.
But that was like that, all down to that bit of an upset there, but anyway.
Yeah, different race conditions,
Yeah.
but we'll
Different
certainly...
conditions, different jockey,
exactly,
there's
mate.
a few
Everything
changes, there's a
changes.
few gear
It's
changes
grand
with Zaki
final.
this time around.
It's grand final day, but Mugs, don't worry, we'll go in depth into the Cox Plate because it's going to be an absolutely, the best 2 minutes in sport, as they say. 2 minutes and 2, I reckon. Zaki won't get close to Winks' times, but that's all right. I can spare the 2 seconds for Group 1 fever, and we've got another one Friday night. Believe it or not.
Is it actually Group 1?
If you didn't know, they call it the the reserve grade Everest, but I don't even know if it's that. It's about the under 16s Everest, to be quite honest. Look, it's a stacked field. I guess it's just more the time-honoured wait for age factor that probably sets the bar high because these are a bunch of handicappers, let's be honest, but they're all in for their chance without probably a notable superstar there, like, even a Trekking isn't backing up, and Trekking's been probably the best horse in the field the last couple of years with the backup from the Everest. But lads, we'll get to the Manikato in a minute. Last week, big week, we were trackside, had a blinder. Blinder on the drinks, the punt, I don't really remember how that went. But just going back through the winners, it was mainly favourites and shorties. Like, I remember there was a lot of money coming for a lot of horses on the day, and they were just seeming to winning. And that's our bloody, digging ourselves in a hole doing the form 2 days out, because we can't just launch on those bad boys. But what did you make of Brisbane racing coming into the Spring Carnival?
I honestly don't remember a race from Brisbane on Saturday, if I'm honest.
I remember the first,
Yeah, well,
I was on Chachina and got the dead heat, so it got paid out $1, which was fantastic for the best bet. So those who followed in, you got your money back.
Yeah.
Well, did you?
I think I got the 2-year-old winner.
There was a lot of money in for a couple. Like Prioritise was absolutely wallop.
And there was a lot of scratchings too. Like that last race of the day, La Palmiere. Like there was some. I was keen on Lashes came out, Genzo the Wolf came out, whatever you were on originally, I think, did it come out?
There was another best bet in, I think, the 6th or something like that.
I remember all our best bets were scratched on the day.
It was a pretty interesting.
So if you saw us trackside Saturday, our unofficial best bet was La Palmiere in the last. So you hope that you launched it like we absolutely did. Thumbs up. That was about it. But boys, we're moving back to Doomben this week, and we're just sort of having a bit of a chat. It's a bit overcast. We're thinking of heavy. Is that the general consensus?
I think if the rain comes, it's supposed to storm this afternoon. We get a bit of rain Friday and a bit of rain Saturday. In Doomben, there's no drain in Doomben. It's like a bath with a plug that you can't remove. So it just turns into a bit of slop.
It's almost like the pisses from Eagle Farm carry over to the Doomben track, mate. Just bog it up. So anyway. Let's do this, boys. Look, we're going to start off hot because Friday night, 7:15 local time, so 8:15 local time for you Mexicans that change the clocks. It's Manikato Stakes. So, look, have a steak while you're watching the Manikato because that'll at least be a winner because this field is open as ever. I mean, Sava 2XL, not Savatoxel. I reckon Savatoxel's a cooler name, to be honest, but it's a Group 1 winner. Let's not forget that. There is a couple in there that you never thought would have won a Group 1, but they have. Streets of Avalon's another one, I believe. $4.60 you're getting. We do have some Queensland pride. The boss man's got jonkering. Moonee Valley, fast-running horse, could get the rail. Is this the perfect tactical steel job from the master man himself up here in Queensland?
tell you what, it won't be far off. I don't reckon. I think it's a good chance.
Yeah, Sugar's pretty close. It's been pretty impressive in Sydney so far.
Yeah, like he got beaten behind Masked Crusader last start, and it came out around second in the Everest. So,
I would I'll break the ice here, lads. Jonker on top for Mozza. I just think he's been the draw of 2 shocking rides. To be completely honest, he's a fast horse. Let him be a fast horse. Go back through the form. The only wins is when he's been able to control it from the front.
Just barrel along.
Good horses that he comes up against that do it. I understand it doesn't always work out to plan, but from barrier 5, with the jump, I guess Lombardo probably the other one that might be up there, but they're probably 2 out of the first 4 on the first corner.
Yeah, and he didn't lead either last start when he won at Corford. I think Lombardo. He sort of sat. If he wasn't in behind him, he sat just outside the Corston stable. And I won't be laughing on Friday night if Swapstat comes out against. But they've come out and said they're pretty bullish. Now we potted September Run last week and sent in the sea. No, they've come out this week and said it's a red hot chance of winning this race. It's legit the September. The other one that I should have lobbed in the September Run and Brooklyn Hustle. Yep. So I'm actually on Lombardo. I know it's coming sort of up through the levels. Benchmark 78, 84 listed grade, first crack at a group race. But like we said, it's a super weak group race. It's been pretty impressive. It's handled the Valley previously, which I think is a big tick. Does like a
sort
good...
of the here and now horse, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's like, $5 is probably unders in a field with a few others that are a bit more exposed. But look, I'm happy to be with from the draw. We've got John McNeil on. He had an absolute stormer the other day at Caulfield. The Kent and Price and Kent stable are absolutely airborne at the moment, and this is sort of one of their stable stars. There's a few of them at the moment, but I'm happy to be on barrier 3. Like you said, it should be just in behind Jonker. I think if it takes a sit on the rail and gets the gaps late, can win $5. Not mad keen on the price, but we'll be with.
I like ingratiating the 3-year-old in the Godolphin Blue. Second in the Blue Diamond is a 2-year-old behind Artorias. Beat Animo home that day. Is just about equal favourite in the Cox Plate on Saturday. Third in the Golden Slipper. That form, the Golden Slipper form hasn't really stood up, but he's come back as probably one of the better 3-year-olds, I guess. He won well in the Vane Stakes first up, trounced General Bow, and then got beat by Ranch Hand in the Poison and down the straight. But
it's Queensland form.
It's Queensland form, exactly. Last start in the Dane Hill, I think you can just forget. Got beat 6.5 lengths by the stablemate, and it was sort of,
It's a messy race, wasn't it?
It was, I don't know. And the fact that the stable didn't accept it, Palele trekking, and they've gone in with him, I don't think they'd just be there to make up the numbers. I think he's there to run a race, and he gets in on that 3-year-old Cold Allowance at 53. Willow on from barrier 7 should get a nice run behind the speed.
Yeah, you get that jockey big tick.
Oh,
We'll save that pot for later.
You know what I reckon Lloyd is? There's a few of them out in the world. Dolphin sluts.
Yeah,
He's a big dolphin slut, isn't he?
He does like the Dolphins.
There's blokes that love their dolphins.
Yeah,
I can get hurt.
I might have to be a new Dolphins NRL founding member.
Maybe, yeah. This could be a good segue in for some merch and some
they just
sponsorship.
haven't, with all the money they have, they surely should go a little better, right?
They do go pretty well.
But all these superstars they have that sort of pop up. Animo's obviously obvious at the moment, and he's going super. But they do. There's plenty of cash rocking around.
I know
they don't probably win.
Maybe not so much here, back there maybe, but they don't really have champions here. They're all Group 1 around the mark. They're sort of taking turns with who's there.
But they're not as well. James is still only sort of starting out. Realistically, he's been around 5, 6, 7 years now.
You can't use that as a reason, mate. That is not a reason. Mate, go away.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know if it's the stock. Should the stock that he had perform better? I mean, you can't argue with the results they get, but
he won a Doncaster this year.
But should he be a Chris Waller level kind of enterprise?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's
but they also breed all their own as well, so it's not like they're sort of buying. Chris Waller's got 100 different owners that can buy horses from anywhere and send them to him, and they're sort of breeding with their own stallions and their own mares.
Maybe they should buy better then. There's no excuses, mate.
The other time
Yeah.
the first time they bought from a sale of exhilarates and they won the Magic Moonies with that first year.
Good
The
recipe
point of the
for
comment
success.
here is we don't like dolphins, Redcliffe or Godolphin.
Jeez, well,
So let's move on.
all right, well,
Rightio.
mate, we'll move back on, and a few of those Chris Waller horses that you were talking about, mate, they seem to make their way back up here,
Yeah.
across the border, and they're going to, they're going to line up in, guess it, the BM90 2200 metre dash at Doomben, with plenty of your other favourites every week there, Mugs, including Honourable Spirit, who's now up to 13, I think, this prep, but why not?
Why not?
Why not? He runs away. Chocolatier, not a bad run last start. Irish Sequel is your favourite with Honourable Spirit. There's been a bit of money there. And we've got one that's popped back in, Money Shot. Scratched last week from the Mugs. Big trifecta play, which we got 2 out of 3 with the favourite.
Yeah.
You know,
That
so
killed us actually, didn't it, that favourite?
Yeah.
hopefully some of the Mugs, though, threw those into their numbers. Because the Fecky paid pretty well, which of course we didn't have the favourite in, we just took Quinellas. So
Yeah.
didn't really work out too well. But Lloydie, let's start with you, mate, because I know we had KO on the line a couple of weeks back with Chocolatier in the Queensland Cup. What's the feedback post run, and is that a lean that form line you're looking for this week?
He did tip it to me again. He said he'd run a big race on Saturday, but I'm steering away from the Queensland Cup and the Toowoomba Cup form, and I'm going to cross the border and look at Port Macquarie Cup form with Naminga. Edward O'Rourke runner. Look, this bloke, he goes pretty well. He's run second his last 4, so he's sort of, starting to have a few doubts about his genuinity. If that's,
He's getting,
if he's
getting
genuine. He's getting Kubrick vibes, but he's had 23 starts, 3 wins and 12 minor placings. 1800 metres, he's won over, 2200 he's won at, and last start he was hitting the line really well. He nearly beat Aaron Shriek, who is Chris Waller runner, beat Home Achiever, another Waller runner in that cup over the 2000. So back to the 2200. All 3 of its wins has been on a soft track, so we know it'll get through the wet, which we're expecting, and I think with the lightweight from Barry Turt should just get a nice run in behind the speed and hopefully finish over the top.
I'd stick with winning form. That's Honourable Spirit for me, lads. I don't think, we do a few favours. We get the claim with Jaden on top. 5 wins this prep. I think it was nearly run down last start by a future star in the making, Luna Snit.
Oh,
you don't understand the joke, Mugs. I threw Luna Snit in this thing. I think the week before it nearly knocked off Honourable Spirit.
in the Queensland Cup.
Yeah.
A listed race.
Yeah. But I'm happy
It's
to
almost
be
Spirit 1.
with again $2.30. I thought Irish Sequel was pretty impressive last start, but I just every time I jump off a horse that's winning, they get up and win again. So stick with it.
Yep. Look, I'm looking outside Irish Sequel as well. Boom. Took too long to get the shirt on and off last week, but the Costa shirt's back. I had money shot in last week in this pretty much race to beat Irish Sequel, so I can't really make a case to jump off. They scratched last week. I'm not too sure why. Maybe just Eagle Farm factor. Irish Sequel was good. Backing up after a week. I don't know if many Waller horses really do that, do they? And I'm just scared Honourable Spirit's here for one more run, because if you're running 7th in this field, you're still probably picking up 10k. So why wouldn't you?
Outsider in the small field, mate.
Outsider in a small field, Mickey Costa, Mr. Strike Rate, Mr. Placement himself. That's why he sent us the t-shirts, mate, because we know how to pick them when they're here. All right, well, we need that because race number 2, the 2-year-olds are back. The Les Ross plates are back.
These races are hard.
The cutest. It's sponsored by Lexus, so, geez, you think you could almost buy a Lexus if you win one of these races. Well, you can if you're betting on them because they're all over the shop. But Exo Lady, Jimmy Byrne, Des Forster.
Yep.
Your second favourite, believe it or not, behind a Fogden trained 2-year-old and Floral Oasis. Ryan Maloney, $2.50, unraced. It's been up for a trial. I guess Medell hasn't run yet, has it? I don't think so. So they must. The trial spruikers must have liked it. It was out at Deegan's. That's why we didn't even look at it. You don't have a good horse and take the Deegan the trial.
No.
Anyway,
keep it under the radar.
yeah, let's speed this through. I reckon because this looks like one of those banger case
I just
races.
stick with the winner. Exo Lady won first up. Draws and barrier 6 leads. Burn Forster. Won by length last start. I don't think you can jump off it. And the others run raced. So tick.
The other one that's had a race, mate, ran second for Heroic Sun on debut, Honky Tonk Diva. for Kelly Schweeder and Steph Thornton. John Barry 5 hit the line really nicely over the 1,050 on debut. What's it, Saturday 11.10, so that extra 60 should suit. Yeah, over the top, maybe.
Primes for victory on top for me. I just know it come through Heroic Suns race, and I think it was backed into favourite that day. So there obviously was some opinion of the day. Finished fourth, I don't know. I haven't really analysed it too much. It led and died, that's right, didn't it?
So that
Not
extra
literally,
60.
but Jimmy Orman goes on board. Yeah, the extra distance is going to suit it down to a T. Mate, he's just primed, and he just needed the blowout, the big boy, you know? needed the blowout, as they say.
Yeah.
Race 3, we've got a bit more form to work with, even though it's not very exciting form to work with. Plenty's in here, that just sums it up. Zing along. The Golan factor though, he pulled our pants a bit down last week. He had 2 from 2, I think, say Hayer and Lapamia in the last. Both were heavily trucked on late. Probably himself, the big boy. Shamaton he's got.
Yeah.
And Lyrical Girl.
Alright, good friends.
Well, what do you... And, well, there's another one in here too, Platinum Euros.
Yeah.
Lyrica Girl and Platinum Euros. Lloydie, sum up a little bit of who are these horses and why they're so dynamic amongst the punters.
One's owned by a lot of people and it just is genuinely no good. The other one's had a few issues, has plenty of ability, but hasn't worked it out.
Hasn't shown
I won't say which one's which.
any of it.
Yeah. But a second to Garibaldi reads well.
Yeah, what, 6 years ago?
6
Yeah.
months.
It feels like Platinum Euros.
It's only had one.
14-year-old.
No, yeah,
There's a few of these.
It's only
that-
4, isn't it? Or 5, maybe.
Anyway, well, who wins?
The one that we have not seen in Queensland before, Windside, 4-year-old Nash had 5 goes, 4 wins.
Killer's back.
Yeah, Killer's on, takes 2 off. This I usually have to do a few previews and whatnot for those sort of Northern Rivers areas and whatnot, and popped up a few times. You know, it often starts favourite and it just seems an easy horse to make your best bet, and she's been doing a good job of it. So I think from barrier 2 she should she probably leads or just sits off Lyrical Girl, who usually goes quick, and she's been really good in winning. So I think she's one that can take it to the city and win.
I stuck with Shamaton. I thought it was pretty impressive last start. I honestly did go through and I tried to make a case for Zingalong again, but I mean it was a little bit wide around the corner, but I just didn't think there was anything
Just didn't
there.
let down.
Yeah, it's not giving, Shamaton's not giving any weight or anything like that. There's no swings around that way. I think it gets plenty of speed to assist here. Going to need the brakes at Doom, but I think the rail's only in the 3 metre position, so you probably want to be on pace, which is going to be a bit of a push for your tip, Lloydie, in Windside. But that turn of foot last start was pretty impressive. Second up there, third up here should be ever improving, and I think $4.40 it's a price to win again. But yeah, Lyrical Girl, the My Runners community, bit sorry for them. It just doesn't. I mean, it couldn't get it done at Ipswich, and it was over the 800 or 900. It's just sort of leads and packs it in about the 799 metre mark, and then they all run past it. So anyway, best of luck to them though on the weekend.
That's what they need, don't they, mate?
They've got Burn on though. Is that a push? But I just think it just doesn't get.
Is it a push or Maloney off? Is that the push
Yeah.
to someone else?
Yeah.
When he's on the
Probably.
Shamaton.
Yeah,
They probably do a little popular vote in the group, because they all
They
seem
do
to
the
know.
scissors paper rock.
Yeah, oh,
It's
spot on.
okay.
Well, look, this came down to my rule of apprentices versus seniors, and I'm Shamaton on top. Just for that, we love you Killer, but my pockets don't sometimes. That's what we're doing. So can't add too much more for you there, Bean. Race 4. We'll get into race 4 because Lloydie, I know you're up and about for race 4. He's got his poster boy of a horse here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mr. Ipswich, Mr. In Town, Mr. at Wits End. Mister's out on a Kosciuszko start last week, believe it or not.
I know.
What an absolute kick to the guts.
I know, a bit of, obviously
That was a Geo.
the slot holders out there
Oh.
haven't been listening because they would have known Queensland form is the form.
It
and
is.
when you win 3 races in a row at Queensland and then run third to Ballistic Boy in an open handicap, apparently not good enough to win a Kosciuszko.
Yeah.
News for you, would have been.
Well, you'd hope the slot owners that turned it down didn't have Art Cadeau. Otherwise, they're all a bunch
Well,
of galahs.
Yeah, that's
You know.
right, unless you've got the winner. But there is no reason why he can't win on Saturday for mine. He, drawn barrier 8 a little bit sticky, but like we've spoken about on numerous occasions, he's just tough. So he'll probably land in the 1-1. He could be 3 wide for a while, and over racing he'll still be there at the end. So I think a little freshen up.
And Maloney on board.
Maloney on board, exactly. He
Nice
won on
booking.
at Ipswich and Doomben. So yeah, that's he's good enough to win this. And I think off that, what's he had now? 6 weeks since his last start. He had a trial in between. It's a nice tick over trial. I think he'll be winning.
Well, that's probably why he's had the trial, because they were banking on that Kosciuszko berth, I guess.
Yeah.
So he'd be raring to go, wouldn't he?
I've sided with Magnu Fighter here.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I just like it's gonna get the sting out of the track here, which it absolutely loves.
Do you want people to listen to us? Or?
Yeah, mate, I do, but I'm happy to tip it at $14 and $3.80 in this field. I think it's wide open. The problem with Atwood's End is it's never won first up before, and it's had that little bit of a break. It's 0 from 6 first up, and I agree that it's fit as a fiddle and or generally pretty fit horse and battles on. But I think
first up.
I think it's
stuff to freshen up.
Well, it's been it's enough.
What is the
It's enough of a
technicality?
3 months is a spell.
3 months is a first up.
Yeah.
Because obviously,
So 6 weeks.
when
of a
you're talking
trial.
writing it in the form guide.
Yeah.
But was he been in work the whole time? I
Yeah. Well, they would have been trying to have it ready for the Cosy.
Well, in that case, no, I'm still going to go with No, I just think here we get the claimer engaged. Jaden Lloyd goes forward from barrier 7. I think other than the favourite, it's pretty open. I just thought it was a bit exposed Atwood's End, so I'm happy to take it on at 360.
All right, mate. Well, Lloydie's going to be sending you a bloody Christmas card. Jaden, that is.
Yep.
On this one. This one wants to argue about first ups, what counts, what doesn't.
Yep.
Mate, I'm on one of Rocky Form's greatest hits, mate.
You were potting me and you were going against it as well.
But I've got some, like yourself, mate. I've got some stats to go in hand. I'm not so much against Wits End as much as you are. You seem to hate the thing, but I'm just trying to find a little bit of a chink in the armour and just.
I think this is
0 from 6.
This is the chink.
0 from 6 first up was what gave it away for me.
Yep.
I'm breaking rules, mate, because that's how us mugs get popular. People love us because we just don't go by the curb, mate. So I'm breaking my apprentice rule here in race 4. I'm on the big boy Brad. Barrier 1. He's going to get 51 kilos. Now, Lloydie, I know you're an astute North Queensland analyst.
Yep.
When the last time would it have been that Brad carried under, say, 59 kilos?
3 starts out Eagle Farm.
Apart from
But they
that.
carried, but yeah, that was a metro run. Up north, never.
Yeah.
Like he's
So-
65, 63.
I don't think he'll know himself.
Probably
He'll be, and barrier 1, I know he doesn't necessarily lead, but they'd be stupid not to absolutely ping the lids and try to get a real handy spot with no weight on the back.
Yeah.
This horse can hopefully run a real cheeky one at 15s, mate. That's your trifecta.
He's a good horse.
Favourite with Bang Bang. Good horse, but when you travel factor coming down and carrying the stack of weight and BMs, just find your set weight races, mate. Well, Mugs, if you think that you can do a better job than us, it's your chance to prove it, because the sponsors have come to the party. Lloydie's, that's why they love Lloydie. He wears the hat every week.
Yep.
It's too bloody hot to wear a puffer vest. Shipsey, send us some singlets. We'll wear them, mate. It's coming into summer here. Jeez. He's on the Gold Coast. He should understand. But we're opening a Rippers tipping comp. It's free. Links are pasted everywhere, so I don't need to tell you how to get in there. But it's going to kick off Manikato. So we're going to pick the winner of the Manikato. But don't stress if you miss it, because it's going to carry through Cox Plate Day, then into Derby Day, finishing on Melbourne Cup Day as well. So if you miss out Friday night, might not be the end of the world. You've just given some people a bit of a handicap. It's going to be huge. So it's going to carry over a couple of weeks. We've got some Ripper prizes involved. Can't talk too much about what they may or may not be, but the mugs have a heap of merch to give away anyway. So we've had a few other people come on board and say we'll throw in some t-shirts and whatnot too. So they're the prizes when we talk prizes. But plenty of mugs, get involved. It's free. Tag your mates. Bragging rights, pretty much. That's it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind winning one of these comps.
Yeah, I know. That's it. As I said,
I've come up short in I think in a lot of them I've entered over the years.
mate, we tell them every week, like, if you're going to question the mugs' honesty and integrity, well,
Don't.
we haven't been able to.
Don't.
We haven't rigged one of these comps for us to even come close. So,
and we
forget it.
And we are trying as well.
Yeah, we are.
That's the worst part, I think.
I even entered my tips in after the comp had finished, and I still lost. Like, that's how well we're going some
6
weeks.
o'clock on the Saturday half.
Yeah, that's right. It's because I've got the beer goggles on a bit too much, I reckon. Race 5, lads. We'll move on because it's a 10-race card at Doomben, so it's an absolute stacked field, and this is the almost the diamond in the rough, isn't it? Because
Yeah, this is a good race, this actually.
I didn't mean the race; I meant the whole meet, because this is the one meeting at Doomben for the next month on the
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's true. Yep.
Wednesday racing gets to Doomben, which is always exciting. But anyway,
Worth noting, on the weekend, Eagle Farm played fair enough, to be honest. It was actually, like, credit to them, it played fair. That's,
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm
They were
not
winning
gonna
Spin
everyone
this
with that.
tape after the next 6 weeks have been run.
I'm happy to sit on the sidelines and give a review
Yeah.
afterwards.
Week
That's on
one,
fence again.
week one, Eagle Farm.
Did play. Yeah, you're right.
Okay, we've got 6 to go. But you're right, B. Diamond in the Rough here, race 5.
Yep.
2 really good horses. Tiger Heart, Berry Cart.
Yep.
Market says it's a race in 2. TJ's got another one in there. You know what we say about the other Golan runners. But outside of Devastating, you can pretty much write your own ticket. Is that the easiest Quinella / trifecta you've ever seen? Or is there a bit of a sniff around for some of these other 3-year-olds?
I'd give Bad Education a chance. I don't think it's the worst roughie in the race. And Balmarise has got some okay form. It doesn't win, but it's the form around. It's been the form around.
Second at Tutakaka last
Yeah,
time.
the form around's been
Yeah.
pretty smart. So I don't know. I'm not happy.
Tutakaka won the other day at Geelong, didn't it?
Geelong
Onto the Derby.
Yeah, I'm not happy to just wrap the Fecky around the top 3. But there's few things I liked more as a kid than riding a Berry Cart, and I'm sticking with you, mate. I've been on 2 for 2 here. The form around Tiger Heart is pretty smart, but Berry Cart's just airborne at the moment for the Day Hoisted Yard. They have these younger horses flying, $2.60. I'm not sort of getting much of a price. I think Devastating's the value in the race if you're going to have a crack at one. But Berry Cart for me, mate. I'm not jumping off 2 wins.
Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really decided here. I'm
Okay.
torn between.
You can have a couple. I think you can have a couple of bets.
Do you want me to go? I'll go
Yeah.
first, see if I can convince you.
Yeah.
Berry Cart by the length of the Doomben straight, let's be honest. He's a real good horse, I reckon.
Yeah.
Bozza Thornton, he's probably not known too much up here, Bozza, but there's about 17 Thorntons, so I don't blame him if you miss him. But he's had everything to do with his horse, which from what I have seen, experience-wise, is a pretty good push regardless. So he looks to be the horse of the here and now. Tiger Heart, I think you're probably right. Probably
I get them. I mean,
needs
I
a
get
bit.
the
Needs
money
more of a trip.
for it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm not.
well, you're getting $2.50 a piece, so
so-
you're gonna have a win either way. All right. So are you on board or what?
Yeah.
Are you on the brewery cart?
I'm on the Berry
Oh,
Cart.
jeez, that's right.
Yeah, no, look, he was originally my top pick, Berry Cart. I didn't have a great look at the race. I've just sort of gone off the sort of form we've seen from him, and his wins have been both pretty good, beating Chauget both times. Last start did everything wrong, got back to last and rattled home and still won comfortably in the end.
Yeah.
So
That
yeah.
last win was real clever, I thought.
yeah. If it was 13.50, I'd probably be on Tiger Heart, but at the 1200, I think I'm happy to be with Berry Cart again.
Well, I think that's where we're looking for Tiger Heart to get to.
Yeah.
Just that 1400 beyond. Race number 6, Mugs. We're nearly at the quaddie. Jeez, these 10 race cards, they're exhausting doing these shows, aren't they? There's so many words to read. Anyway, this it doesn't get really much easier, does it?
No, this is it's
Because we've got pretty much $5 a field. We moved heaven and earth to back fetch in last start, which 4th doesn't unfortunately do much for you, but give you a hard luck story at the
Although I
pub
think
later that
Sportsbet
day.
might have given money back to 5th that day.
Oh well, the money's
Thanks, good friends.
yeah, great.
Yeah.
Money's still not there anymore,
Yeah.
so I don't know where it went.
Bonus bet.
But hey, Fetch is your favourite, and it's had 2 starts, which I guess in this field as well, you've got another few that very lightly raced, shown a bit of potential. Rajan's one of them, great form around Rajan. Put on the red light, 1 from 1. Seth Thornton sticks aboard for the boss man. The list goes on. Bean, how'd you find race 6? Decipher anything jump out at you?
Look, I just stuck with Fetched again. It over-raced a fair bit last start, and I think it was hampered at a key stage coming into the home turn. In the maiden win over the older horses, I just sort of have to stick with that form and trust till I see 3 or 4 pretty average runs. The 4th wasn't horrible. Stablemate Stella Magic, I thought, was obviously the better performer of that race. She'd not run with a give out of the ground. I don't know how she's going to handle that, because by race 6, if it is heavy and there's all salt, sort of heavy conditions, and there's been a bit of rain about. That's the query for me. Gov Junior jumps on, gets the claim. Barrier draw is a tick from 6 because I think you don't sort of want to be outside. My rule's generally 1 to 7, although if you went through my tips, I don't think I'd stick to that rule very often.
Hey,
but
rules get broken on this show, mate.
But yeah, look, I'm happy to be with. You're getting $4.40 again. If you're getting $2.50, I'm against probably, but I'm happy to be with the price in a pretty open race.
We talked about Queensland form being the best form there is, and sort of shown through over the spring, particularly in the 3-odd Phillies races. A little filly called Hinged came out and ran second in the flight stakes, and then started favourite, ridden atrociously, I thought, in the 1,000 guineas. But one horse who got within half a length of Hinged was Ragin for Bobby Heathcote, and Leah Kilner beat our girl Mystical Romer on debut, led all the way that day on a soft 7. And now, had that freshen up, ready to go first up. And I think the 1200, we're at 1200, aren't we? Yeah. 1200 first up. I think from Barry 2 with the claim can just roll along in front, and I think Ragin will be too good. I think it's almost one of the better bets of the day.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you much there, mate. I think Bobby Heathcote would have been licking his lips when he's seen Hinge come out and run second in the flight stakes, because I remember even that win, I think it might have been on Ragin, and Hinge just had the cheap lead and just kept going, which is probably how you'd ride her in a flight 1,000 stakes, wouldn't you? But anyway, I picked up a nice rump of steak from the butcher. Damien Lane and Glenn Boss's butcher store themselves. We're moving on. Raging on top. Exciting for our god too. This just, the spruik factors keeps going up, doesn't it? Oh, jeez. Oh, my eyes are getting sore from too much spruik. Speaking of, boys, quaddie time, and tell you what, we don't get too much excited about quaddies unless there's a segment that just picks up the energy before. What could it be, Lloydie? What could it be?
We could go and go for a swim.
Oh, it's getting hot out here. It's muggy out here. What are we going to do?
It's beans in the sea.
I'm talking wop, wop, wop. That's some wet ass.
Mugs, we're back for another edition. This week's a big week because I'm looking to over the next few weeks leading into the Cup, I'm going to look at sort of the internationals that have been brought over for stables and have failed to live up to the highest of highs that have been sort of spruiked about them. Speaking of spruiks, this week though in the sea, mate, Rostropovich.
Oh,
this is dead set. They need to just retire this horse. Just put it out.
Is it still racing?
Mate, it is dead set still going around. Yeah, it went around yesterday.
It'd be Gatton next week.
Oh, mate, it was honestly, it was almost I swear in the markets it was a Melbourne Cup Fancy. It's not.
I think it nearly died in the Cup, isn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, this is it, right? So it's 26 starts for 4 wins. Average starting price of $2.43. This obviously includes its international starts, but that is horrific. Its last win was in Leopardstown. So if for those out there that don't know where Leopardstown is, it's not Australia. So that's before it even got out here. It ran in the 2018 Melbourne Cup. Ran 5th of 24. And normally when a horse does that from overseas, they improve off the back of that. You have your Red Cadeaux, you have your Prince of Iran, a few of those sort of, they turn up and run again well the next year kind of thing. Like it's not, they don't sort of turn up and then go backwards. Yeah. Ran 16 of 18 in the 29 Caulfield Cup, and then around 24 of 24 in the 2019 Melbourne Cup. And it's done nothing but lose since then. It has been in all group races or listed races in that period, but mate, I don't think it wins a benchmark 64 at Doomben on a Saturday over the 2400. To be quite frank, it's it needs to be sent out. So the Hayes stable, do yourself a favour and off to the sea, please.
Off to the sea.
Yeah, mate, that might be a nice little segue for some breaking news out there with the internationals coming over. Gold Trip, Call Sign Mav, both set to go around in the Cox Plate on Saturday. Failed a vet check this morning, so they got to pass it tomorrow. But a couple of big names set to go around in the big one. I don't know.
Huge.
Did you have Gold Trip in your Supercoach team, mate?
I probably did, knowing my luck, because sort of missed a bit of late trade action last week, which could cost me, but I'm guessing you didn't though.
I think he was in at the moment. Yeah, he's in there. But I'll get rid of him.
So did you rate him for Cox Plate?
I thought he was a chance, but I'm going to get rid of him now.
Yeah, take him out to the sea with Rostropovich.
But like the money that would have been spent to get it over here, though, like, it's just crazy. And
you know
it
what's
just has
going to
not
happen?
even gone close.
It's going to end up as a 9-year-old in Inglis Digital be bought by someone up here. He's going to be racing around at Doomben every week in these BM90 2200s.
Be a nice Cairns Cup
So-
horse.
Good thing at Birdsville.
Yeah, well,
Jeez.
might be the sand it needs.
It might be the Jindalee Cup, mate.
What's-
We'll have to create a race
is
for
that-
it to get home and
Well,
win.
is Leopardstown a dirt track? Because if it went well there, maybe Birdsville is right up the tally.
Sure, unbelievable.
But Lloydie, that is breaking news.
Yeah.
And how did you go on Supercoach last week?
I think not my best week, but still up there. I think it's Trent. Don't know. Trent, it's not, what's his name, but anyway, he's flying.
Good Trent. Is he?
Yeah, he's
good.
this bloke's done very well in our leagues. I think he's probably right up the top in the overall tally as well. So he's top scored every week, and he's still sitting pretty. So Trent, forget to do your trades this week, would you? But yeah,
that's gonna
Mate,
happen.
well, he might have had Gold Trip and Calcine Mav in there, and
Yeah.
you've just given him the
he's
breaking news.
14th overall out of the 33,000
Jeez.
players.
All right, well, mate, we'll get
So-
behind
What's
him.
he doing in our comp?
Yeah.
Last
He's
month?
first.
God, really?
I'll have
He's
to
first,
go through.
Cade second, Josh third, and I'm fourth at the moment. But a good 63 points off Trent, so he's coasting
He's
along.
airborne.
Well, we've got a. He's in the paid league, is he?
Yeah, he's in the
Yeah,
paid
good
league.
on him. So there's.
And in the free league.
Well, there you go. No, well, the free league's a bit of fun more than anything, mate.
Yeah.
But Trent, the pool's looking nice so
it
far.
just?
We'll have to. Unfortunately, they don't display your actual full names and anything on Supercoach, so
No,
we're a bit
I'll
lost
go
to
back through
see
it
who's who.
Yeah.
through the sale.
His
Yeah,
name might be
that's it.
Barry, and he's just called himself.
Well,
Penalty
let's
Supercoach.
hope he's not, because there's another Trent that's names come up. He probably gets the paycheck. Well, mate, race 7 at Doomben. Are you putting any Doomben horses in your Supercoach team?
No, if they let me, I wouldn't. But
Luckily, they don't let you in
luckily
then
they
anyway,
don't.
so that
Yeah,
works well.
Exactly. No.
But we've got again $5 a field. So Mugs, if we're jagging the quaddie this week, you're going to hear about it for the next year. So we're sorry about that because it gets tough from here. But a horse that was probably close to featuring in the previous segment, Green Jacket, got himself off the life raft, back onto the racetrack, and put it all together last 4 seconds in a row by the look of it. $4.60 you're getting for that win. That's probably what's doing that. So Taken, a Waller horse, had some success with over the years. I think it's a nice black horse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Always nice. The Killer, Deep Seaver.
Yeah.
Just another one that's always at roundabouts. Disappointed last start was favourite. Eagle Farm though, can you put it down to Eagle Farm or has
Yeah,
the
I think-
horse just had enough?
I don't know. I think Eagle Farm is probably going to cost a horse like that the most to barrel along. I'm actually with Green Jacket. I don't think it's close to going to the sea. I've been on it a fair few of those starts, and I know a couple of them that started favourite, but I've nabbed a couple of placings that have been at pretty healthy prices. The draw's super in 4. Jim Burns sticks again. I think he's been on almost since it started at the races. I feel like he's been on for over half the rides. Like he's never off the thing basically. Runs on well, eats Doomben, that's the key here. Track and Trip is a big push and does handle the sting out of the decks. So if it's a soft track at this point of the day, it's had one start and a heavy and miss, but I'm happy to be with. I think it'll be gets the gaps late, should be winning in 460s. Good price. Happy to be.
I'm sticking with Montez. Hasn't really done anything wrong. It's always been in and around the money. Make its own luck out in front from barrier 7 with Jaden's 3 kilo claim. And I think the mile again, I think that's probably the key. Because it stepped out to the 1800 and just got run down late. Then came back to the 1650, run down late again, now at the 1615. So I'm hoping the 35 less metres is enough.
What are these bloody track distances? The
Yeah.
rail's out 3.
Yeah.
Just make it an even 1600, can't you?
Yeah,
Like, what's it
jeez.
go? 16,
exactly.
13.
Yeah.
I guess they're trying to maybe, a bit like what the Golden Eagle is, 1500, obscure distance. Maybe that's what Doomben and Brisbane Race Club are trying to
They're
go.
ahead of it. They're ahead of the game.
They're ahead of the
Because
game.
They've been doing this
Yeah.
for about 3
exactly
years.
There's
right.
a neat 100, we'll make it 16,
Yeah.
15. I think Eagle Farm usually has a 2213 metre race, doesn't it?
Yeah, 2112 it is. I'm not
2112,
sure what the
jeez.
what
Yeah.
that is.
Just
Look.
looks cool.
I can't, I'm only speaking from common sense here, but if you move the barriers forward 12 metres, that usually does round it up, doesn't it? So,
Oh, mate.
anyway, it's
What are you
too,
talking about?
it's too complex for our fickle mug minds. Well, if you're on Montez, mate, that means that the big push here is you've jumped off Kubrick.
Yeah, What else do you say?
No, nothing.
No.
Let's
Bondi
move on.
Stakes actually on Saturday too, so that's 2 years since it won the
Wow,
inaugural.
the anniversary.
The
We'll have to
anniversary.
have a bit of a party.
Kubrick's last week.
Oh, we'll have some. We might have to do something special
It
for the.
could just be that he is a Bondi Stakes Day horse. You know, like
Oh, imagine.
2 years to the day he comes out and wins.
Jeez.
Go away,
Well,
Lloyd.
either way, we have some fun on social media over the weekend.
Yeah.
Killer for me, Leah. So thanks for listening
Broken
every
the
week,
rules
Leah.
again, mate.
Jeez.
Well, the thing is, there is like 10 horses in this field, and 9 of them are apprentices.
Yeah.
I reckon there's more apprentices going around in Queensland than senior jocks,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
I've
about this.
said
We
that.
spoke
You've
about
thought
this
about
last
it.
week.
and they're all doing well. Don't get me wrong,
they're
but
all alright. Yeah.
you go through the Sydney fields, the Melbourne fields. Obviously, even doesn't really matter if it's spring carnival time.
Yeah.
There's no
It's just-
apprentices.
Yeah.
Enterprise, no, Deep Sea Eagle. That's what I want. Gonna forgive last start. I think it was, as you said, just the Eagle Farm factor. It's a bit of a go forward. There'll be a bit of pace in the race, but I think it can be up there. If not,
Yeah.
leading maybe with Alderman. What's the other
It
one?
kicks off a pretty strong tempo in the past.
Enterprise
Been able to
Karen's
absorb
up there
pressure
as
and
well.
stuff in the past,
Yeah,
so-
it has. I remember a few starts back it fought off Kubrick. Famously, I think it was at Toowoomba
Yeah, Toowoomba.
that day, and that was a
I'm not
a
sure.
great
I'd
day.
give that, I'm not sure I'd give that as an example.
Well,
of
I figured if you can
fought
win
off
it,
fought off the T Hard and Kubrick.
yeah, well, I'm taking it as a wrap. Let's put it that way.
Can't beat that form.
No, we can't. Well, moving on to better form lines here, because we got some, but the pricing doesn't really get you too interested either, because you got the Killer again. She's having it. She'd be making so much money right now, because she's getting rides in every race. She's riding all these winners. Oh, no wonder she's too busy to talk to the mugs. Dane Zeldo, barrier 15. See, this is the tricks here with this field, because you've got the top
all
three.
the fancied runners are all drawn.
Dominator hasn't done a lot wrong.
No.
Jack the Lad hasn't done a lot wrong. Barriers 15, 16, and 18.
Yeah, those three are. To be fair, in all
13,
honesty,
15.
those three was actually all like relatively keen on. And look at the draw, and I'm just like, honestly, it's just a straight. I just put pen through them all almost instantly. 1350 at Doomben, drawn that wide. You're dead set. If any of them win, you're a genius. The inside has to be an absolute slip.
Red hot.
You know, it just can't. They cannot do it.
You're
For that
genius,
reason-
or you're a favourite punter.
Yeah, I am. I'm with Wendy Peel, Broken Hero, mate. Goes okay, I reckon, this horse. It's pretty wide open. I think, like I've said, leading chances drawn out. Loves the sting out of the track. He'll shoot forward from the inside draw with Dynamic Thinker, who I think does a bit too much thinking. In fact, I think might just go to sleep out in front. And for that reason, I think Broken Hero with the claim can go pretty close. Beat home Shani Conman at Bow Desert last start, came out and franked the form yesterday, winning at Ipswich after the red hot favourite came out. So I think, for the Stewart stable, pretty happy with $17.
It's a race like that you make a case of something.
Yep.
It's a better case than most of what we've got.
I was nearly. There was 2 roughies that I tossed up between. It was one of them, and I ended up siding with the other one, number 15, Toujours L'Amour, for Barry Baldwin. Had 61 starts, this 7-year-old, but she's won 6 of them. One of them was here at Doomben, but look, her last, she had 3 runs this prep. 7th got beat 7 lengths behind Miami Flash. Okay, got beat 7, but that should be $1.40 in this field kind of thing. Next start, 4 lengths that led that day behind Lasting Kiss, and then ran second to Big Bad Bruce and beat home Rebel Salute last time out. Still got beat 3 lengths. That was the day Big Bad Bruce went to the front, rolled along, but. Here at Doomben, she's placed 5 times from 11 starts. Michael Hellier, I think he's only won, he doesn't win out of turn, the jockey, but I think from his last 50, he's won on 3 horses. There's a $2.40 favourite, a $7 shot, and a $20 shot, and you often see him pop up on long odds winners. So, he's sort of and it was often late in the day as well. So, second leg of the quaddie, throw it in your quaddie numbers there, $23. But yeah, like you said, you can't get enthused about the race at all.
Well, Mugs, we could make this the trifecta of the retirement lifestyle this week, because I've landed on a roughie too. Moon and Me, not a bad horse on its day. 2 starts back, it's running half a length with Jack the Lad and Dane Zell, giving them both weight.
Didn't go around behind Garibaldi and all that stuff back as well.
Yeah.
That's railed up on the inside. Oh, that Moonshine Lady. I don't know.
So that was 2 back, and then last start got pipped by Red Hot Neutron that day, which went around I think about $2 wherever that was. So it's got a bit of weight swing with the apprentice on. If you go back through all the form, and just from barrier 12, I mean, if I'm looking at that form line, well, it's going to be in front, if not doing less work than the fancied in the market. So yeah, it's wide open race number 8. Here we go, Max. So take note.
I think could be a field day for the quaddie.
Could be a field job, yeah.
If you get the quaddie, if you live in the quaddie net, best of luck to you.
All right. Well, we're pretty adamant in the next, which is Cox Plate.
Yeah.
So Warwick, we'll get to you in a minute because you'll be going around the Cox Plate soon enough. So Warwick.
Yeah.
But hey, the champ, Winks. We've got Zaki. We've got a few internationals here. We've got all the merch.
We've got the last 100 winners. If you really want to run.
Well, if you want to go through
that could be another segment.
Well, what have we had the last couple of years? Sir Dragonate, who unfortunately won't be going around this year.
Yeah.
Liga Shaw, and then of course the foursome, the awesome foursome.
Adelaide.
Adelaide.
Yeah, that's
famous
right.
Award.
Yeah.
I mean, it
is star-studded.
Yeah.
it's the race of races because it's weight for age. Champions come to the top. The thing is, Zaki was that second calling of the next big thing. Last start, we know what happened. $1.24. You never want to see him get beat, especially when you're declaring better than bank interest kind of jobs. But it just means you get $3. Nah, well, look, let's move on.
Oh, yeah.
But there's, I think it's a little bit, regardless, if Zaki hadn't won that, probably starts $1.60, $1.70 here.
Yeah.
But I still think the field would have been just as open as what we have. So Animo and Very Elegant, your two next in the market. Obviously, Lloydie's raised the concern about a few of the internationals, but you go down the list, even a horse like Mwanga, $17 for Mwanga, and I know there's always Mwanga fans out there. Zaki, are you forgiven, Bean?
Yeah, I think he was. I think we mentioned it. I mean, I to be honest, I think I said I wasn't that worried about the way it was ridden last start, but I the points were mentioned, I think, by Lloydie and yourself, that he was over racing. You should just let him roll. Like, that's the key. James McDonald's been down. I watched the track work from the morning with the best or whatever, where they get all the flogs in and they run the horses around the track, whatever that's called.
Show.
the big,
You're like, well, he's going really well. Well, I don't really know what he looks like when he's not going well. So
but
great.
he looked to be handling the track and that sort of tight turning circuit, because that's sort of been mentioned after the Caulfield run. Everyone's like, oh, I'm not sure he handles the tight track. I'm like, I think he handled Doomben, didn't he?
One of the Gold Coast.
They were my 2 points. So I'm sort of pretty happy with $3. I think we're getting a nice price about him. He's got all the options. I just hope they lead on him. I don't want them to take a sit. I want them to be sort of sitting up outside the lead. Or let's just let him roll and just win. Because I think that's what he can do if they do let him roll. I mean, unless he gets pestered by Dalla Shitcan, that would bother me. But
I'd be happy to see him settle second outside call sign half and at about the 800.
Just go when he needs to go.
Yeah, I just don't want him sitting in behind him this whole doing what he was doing last.
You
time.
could almost make a case for Willow. Probably wanted to do that, but you're not going to give him the gut buster before grand final day.
Yeah, perhaps
in
that's
whatever
the case.
race that was. So, and even on that, mate, like I'm in Team Zaki. I know we'll get Lloydie to put the cream on top in a minute, but making a case for you not to handle the track. Not one of these horses has won at Moonee Valley.
Yeah.
Go through that form and say, well, you're going to make that case for every horse.
Yeah, exactly.
The greatest thing is, as you said, we've had the practice up here with the tight turning Queensland tracks. That's the exposure 101, mate.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think he'll let him roll along.
He's also going to be in the best spot in the race. I think there's a fair bit of class about the others, but they're run-on types. Like Animo and Very Elegant are going to be coming on late. Like he's going to be at Moonee Valley. Yeah. It's the 9th race. Yeah. So that'll be the 17th of 18 races in a 48-hour period. You're going to want to be not 40. I mean, deep might help because you might be able to run around him. But if he can just do it, Winks does. So there are a couple of those wins. Yeah. Winks wasn't railing through like a greyhound. She came about 5-6 wide lanes around the corner and then just kicks and wins. So J-Mac can pick the best part of the track.
Mimic ride. But even on speed, like Calcine Mav is your leader on all these speed maps. But what's New Zealand tempo compared to here?
Yeah,
it could be a
mile wins, not $2,000. So
So you could just burn it too early and Zaki can just pick up like that.
I tell you, I actually think all my sleeves. Tacticon.
Yeah, could go.
I think barrier 1, I think Dean Yandel is pretty good on a front runner, and it's only 49.5 kilos. I wouldn't be surprised to see it lead.
Yeah.
Well, I reckon I could throw Dean Yandel in my left hand from Brisbane to Sydney.
Yeah, but that's probably the only
lightest
chance
man
a
in
horse like that has to win, is to lead and maybe steal sectionals. You know, but realistically, could just set up a pace for Zaki too.
Look, I'm not going to add too much more. I know you wanted the big spruik, but what I will leave the mugs with here for Cox Plate. Go back and watch So You Think's second Cox Plate win when he came back as a 4-year-old, and I think that's going to be the exact same ride that James McDonald's going to have to give Zaki on Saturday. More Joyous led that day. So You Think came, sat outside it at the 800, went for home, and you could just, I think they did an interview with Dwayne Dunn a couple of years ago, and not Dwayne Dunn, Steve Arnold actually, and he said, I could just tell I broke their hearts. At the 800 he had everything and chasing, and then he travelled so well into it. So I think that's sort of the same style of horse Zaki is, and if that's the way that James sort of goes about the race, good luck beating him.
Jimmy Bob.
Yep.
So there you go, Queenslanders, 4:10 p.m. We would just throw it into Sir Warwick in race 9. It's the great headquarters at a Doomben, mate. It's going for the picket fence, 4 straight. It's been a revelation since it's been up here.
Well, it's been smashed in the market already.
I'm on. Are you on, Bean?
I'm not on yet. I missed the 350. It's in a 270.
Oh, that's why you're multi into Zaki, mate.
Mate. It's building the picket fence. This horse is just super. I think it was like a 17-year class record it ran last start. I mean, that was on the driest track in the nation. So it was also, I think everything that day was close to records. Yeah. But it gapped them over the that trip. The 1350, I don't think's a problem. Yeah, he's flying.
Yeah, spot on. I can't add much more again. I think he is living, breathing. Barry 9, roll along, find the front. I think it should lead again, really. It's like Shijan doesn't usually like to hand up the lead, but I think this horse is even just quicker than Shijan. And, up to the 1350.
Fitter and better and just
everything.
Everything.
Yeah, no, I thought he's pretty close.
Actually, a horse.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a donkey or a camel or a cat or a mule or a dingo.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, well, lads, there's one more big race to go, but it's Mug of the Week time. So, our good mate at Sportsbet, Shipsey, the big dog, he's listening. G'day, Shipsey. But he's listening, not sending anything through yet, because I think he's still working on his tip. So I haven't got his tip yet, but I know he'll come through for the mugs. So by the time you listen to this mugs, you'll hear the great man's voice, the fella behind the mugs, so he likes to tell himself. But let's hope he delivers some goods. He should have the inside mail. You work for Sportsbet.
You
get the training for
I'm sure bloody Simon Marshall's just walking up and down the hallways just pretending he's whipping horses and declaring. You know?
That's right.
Oh yeah, I'm a jockey, I know what I'm doing. Rah, 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 rah. Yep. Anyway, I reckon there's one to come home with it the last year at Doomben if we're playing quaddies. Contemptuous Jay Lloyd again. It's like the Brownlow medal here. Jay Lloyd. 3 votes. Takes 3 kilos off. That's why we keep picking him. Barrier 4, I think Jay Lloyd on Contemptuous leads, mimics the Sir Warwick race hopefully, and just leads the whole way and wins on Contemptuous. $3, a bit of money coming for it. You want again this week, Ben?
Nope.
No.
Go, get aboard the train, everyone. It's
loves this city.
4 on the trot. Trounced him in the pathetic 4-horse race at the GC last start in the heavy 98 conditions.
I think was that last week?
Yeah.
Or the week before?
We
declared it.
It was like $1.15. I think
hey,
it started.
It doesn't matter.
I think just compared to Contemptuous, it's pretty nice at the price. Like Boris Thornton's on again. It runs on pace. It'll be just there with him. It doesn't have to lead, so that's the key. I think it can sit just in behind them. Jumps from 8. Mate, I just have to be on again. I love this horse. I think $7 is an absolute spoil. But Quinella that with Contemptuous, and you should get the money.
If the rain comes too, mate, I think you'll see that price vanish as well.
Yeah. You're shooting for 5 straight. I'm shooting for 3 straight. I'm with Contemptuous in the last. Just hasn't done anything wrong, and I know Gogol's been not doing anything wrong either. And I've been on those couple of starts that you've sent the tip through, or the fish has sent it through, but. I have to just have a slight query about Gold Coast form and Ipswich form compared to Contemptuous, who is beating better get set, and King's Coat last couple, second to Tremonto, third behind the smart one. So I think with the 53 kilos from barrier 4, it just gets the run of the race and wins again.
Wins again.
Yeah.
Bean, banger, round the grounds. Tell us the good things.
Mate, the banger this week is Gogol for me. I think it's my best of the day. Yeah, I think by that late in the day, the conditions will just be suiting. I think if they're paddling out in front, he will gallop straight on by. And one at a price that I think is a bit of a spoil. Race 2 Moonee Valley, Starry Legend. I think it's 3 from 4. It's only lost to Finance Tycoon, which is super form for this. I think it draws in barrier 2, uncontested lead, $3.30. I think it's a living certainty. And a bit of a shout out to a friend of the Mugs, my mate Will Burke and the boys. They own a trotter that's running around on Saturday again.
We've got an extra tip here, right?
Kiwis are flying. It's running some pretty smart times in track work. Got out and got the job done. I think about $2.70 last start. Gets the 1-1 draw on Saturday. That'll be at Albion Park. I'm not sure which race it is, but we'll post up on the socials. But good luck to the lads out there. I think it's they think it's pretty smart, so should be winning again.
Okay, let's write that down.
Yeah. What race?
Not sure yet.
Not sure. Right.
Double check.
Best bet of the day for mine at Doomben, race 9, horse 8, Sir Warwick. I just think jump, lead and win. 3 favourite words when it comes to racing, and around the grounds I am a dolphin slut.
Oh, not again. Here we go.
He's licking big.
Race
Licking whatever.
Stop.
We'll just let it.
Just
keep
stop.
going, mate.
Race 4 at Moonee Valley, horse 5 at Thelrick. Like this horse has had 3 runs this campaign, third at Moonee Valley behind He's Exceptional and Jigsaw first up, then ran second, probably almost a certainly beat that day. I think you might have been on that day actually at Camo.
Obviously didn't enjoy what you were tasting.
No, but then 5th behind Lightsaber in the prelude for the Caulfield Guineas, back to 1200, and its work on Tuesday morning was exceptional.
He's even watching the track work, mate.
Breakfast with the start. Ollie couldn't hold him any slower.
Well, you're just waking up next to half the training team there, I'd imagine. Just roll out of bed and have a look.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mate, we'll leave it at that there.
Yeah, we'll leave that there. Yep.
Berry cart for Mozza.
Yep.
Mozza's must have. Berry cart. I think it's a pretty smart one. So I'd imagine maybe Magic Millions is something with that horse if it's qualified. Who knows? And I'm just bringing up the form guide now for the Vars or the Vase at Moonee Valley. Forgot you. Onto a derby. Just wins. Just seen it's $1.95, but I'm brave enough to tip it. That's what I'm going for.
Actually, that Commander Harry's in that race as well.
No, we're not.
$91.
Yeah,
I'll
give you 900.
That was the derby tip for the...
Hey, look, you still get to the derby.
You can still get to the derby,
Just means instead of 60 ones, you're getting 160 ones.
Probably.
Yeah. Value, mate. Can't eat it, can you?
You can't.
Well, Mugs, what a weekend.
Yep.
Cox Plate, Manikato double. Get in the tipping comp. Just stick around with us for the next couple of weeks, because this is where it gets real exciting. Whether you love it, hate it, it's always going to be there.
Depends how you say go.
Exactly. Trust me, come Saturday at midday, you'll love it. Even if you hate it, the next Saturday at midday, you'll love it just as much. See ya.
Catch you, Mugs.